1 minute. We will start very soon. Just let me share my screen and we'll start. Okay. So just wait for a few minutes and then we'll start. Okay. All right. So good morning, you all, and welcome you all in the Gwinnett Technology. So this is our first session where we are going to discuss about the Viptela SD-WAN or Cisco SD-WAN. And this is the official, I can say, like uh, the class where we can start our journey to learn about the next generation network, right? That is the Cisco SD-WAN or any SDN product, right? So I'm very excited to work with you all, and I hope you all are equally excited to learn this new technology. And the end goal would be like together we'll try to achieve our all learning concepts and try to explore about that SDN concept, troubleshooting, configuration, deployment, and everything. Okay. So just give me few seconds. We'll start. Okay. Thank you. Right. So we all set to start. So let me start. Okay. So I can see Halim, Assis, Kamlesh, Mayank, Praveen, Shivam, and Vijay. So once again, welcome you all, right, in the Gwinnett Technologies. And these are the core technology where we are discussing about the Palo Alto checkpoint, CCNS, CCNP, Cisco SD-WAN versus SD-WAN and Cisco SA firewall. More courses going to be added very soon, right? So let's start our discussion about the SDN product, right? So we'll try to explore why we need SD-WAN, what was the problem in the previous WAN technologies, right? And how the SDN is going to, or might be more specific, SD-WAN is going to mitigate those problems, and they are going to add on the feature where the your intent-based networking can be happen. So if I'm saying intent-based networking, that means the networking uh, what you want, and based on your want, your need, you can do the networking, right? So that is a intent-based networking. So that we are going to understand, cover, and discuss together, right? So a lot of problem was there in the legacy WAN technologies, and that all problem is going to be, mitigated when you going to use the software defined WAN. So one was like WAN, that is the wide area network, and now we just have to compare the SD-WAN. So this is a wide area network, and this is a software defined wide area network. So we having like one of the additional keyword added here, that is software defined. So that means whenever you talk about the software, that means we are adding some more intelligence in legacy wide area network technologies, right? So we having the WAN, we having a LAN, right? And we having the MAN. So we all are going to, discuss, and like we are all are going to be, migrated based on the modern network requirement. So LAN is just migrated over the SD access. So this is the SD access, that is your more about the, you can say, SD LAN. So likewise the WAN, it is going to be MAN. Like LAN is going to be similar to the SD WAN. MAN is like similar, like you can say Metro Ethernet, you having the in city connectivity, in town connectivity. So you can use the MAN, right? So there is a lot of 10 gig, 40 gig, 30 gig circuits are available where you can build your own infrastructures local, right? So little bit about the SDN. So when you talk about the SDN, first thing, so SDN is equal to like software defined network, right? So this software defined network was initially introduced by like you can say many researchers company was involved there, and they finally built the SDN. And based on that blueprint and that design, all vendors, like if I talk about the vendors, that might be the Cisco, might be the Juniper, right? Might be the Versa, might be the Cartoon Network, might be the Palo Alto Network, right? Might be the Fortinet, Checkpoint. So a lot of vendors are available in the market, and they all are developed their, products based on that, SDN solutions, right? So those SDN solutions was basically introduced to just manipulate the things, manipulate the routing, manipulate the switching based on your intent. So end goal was intent based routing, intent based switching, whatever you want to do, right? So your network should be run as per your choice, whatever you want to do. But in legacy infrastructures, when we talk about the legacy environment, that is the our land, van or man, whatever you think, that was having a challenges. They were not that much flexible. They don't have that much, benefits, features where you can, do whatever you want to do, right? So basically, to make this happen, uh, as per your intent, you just have to use the SDN product, right? So in this SDN product, if you see that, again, they have bifurcated in a different format. That is, one is the SD WAN, another was like we can say SD access, right? And the third one, I can say that is the ACI. So more or less ACI and SDXs are more or less they are similar, but you can say like more about data center whenever talk about, than ACI can be used. But in data center also the SDXs is also equally participating, likewise the ACI, more of the feature they are using here in the SDXs also. But yes, this was for the data center. This was for your LAN infrastructures. If you want to do the automation for the Wi-Fi, for IEs, for the LAN user, so that is the SDXs, and this was purely for the WAN. So you having a different segments, data center, LAN and WAN, and that SDN was fulfilling with all different solutions. Like where you can see, the SD WAN is fulfilling their WAN solution, the SD LAN is or SD access is fulfilling your LAN solutions, and the SCI is just for data center, right? Hey guys, if you having any question in between when I'm speaking, you feel free to ask, right? So no, not hesitate. You always welcome to ask the questions, right? So this was the concept about the SDN. Moving forward, so we are not going to touch everything, uh, like whatever it is written here in the SDXS and ACI. We are just going to touch one product, that is a SD-WAN here in our discussion. So this is going to cover in this module. So we'll talk about the SD-WAN, like why we are using, what was the challenges in the WAN technology, and how this is going to be mitigate. So I'll try to give you some more realistic examples instead of just going to give the bookish examples or like a more theoretical, fancy language, everything. What I'm going to tell, I'm just going to give some basic examples and you guys have to correlate. So what we were doing in the past, and if I'm going to achieve those tasks in the present scenario, how it is going to happen and how my life is going to be making easy. Okay. So you guys can recognize very well when I'm going to tell those scenario. Okay. So let's start with examples. So I can see there is the benefits about the SD-WAN. They are talking about the improved performance, boost security, lowers complexity, enable cloud users, reduce the cost, intent-based networking, what I'm keep talking, redirectable application experience, application-aware routing, zero-touch provisioning, zero-trust fabric. So they are the very fancy words, fancy content written here, but how it can be really relate our day-to-day works. And this advantage, or I can say the problem with the legacy WAN or business ready WAN, that was the earlier WAN before SD-WAN, the complex operation, high cost, limited scale, no cloud readiness, fragmented security, limited application aware, insufficient bandwidth, and just disjoint solutions. So let's understand this first. What was the WAN and what was the SD-WAN? And accordingly, we'll try to understand, is it really fitting that all requirement what I'm going to give in real time examples. So let us start with this way. So let's say suppose you are the network engineer, right? And you are working in somewhere in the NOC or might be the implementation team or might be a design and team. So a lot of teams are available, right? Anywhere you can work, right? So it could be the NOC engineer, right? Let me write here. It could be the might be the uh, implementations engineer, or it could be the design engineer. It could be the might be network uh, network architect. Could be anything, right? So how basically, let's say suppose you're having one task, right, to upgrade the router IOS. This is one task. Let me just write here. Few things I'm writing here, so just you guys can understand. So let's say you having a task. This could be the one task, router switch, or let me just more specific about router iOS upgrade process, right? You just have to do. Might be having a second task where you might be have to uh, deal with to just complete SNMP configuration on all manage all manage router, all managed router by you, right? Basically what that means. So this is like second thing we can think. Now the third, I'm just giving an example. Let's you having a task. You just have to pull real time utilization reports for uh, 10 site circuits, right? This could be the like might be the four task you having some time to just uh, take configuration backups, right? Fifth thing might be having a requirement to just what I can say, check failover options, right? Might be you just have to ask to real time failover, right? So could be multiple things you just have to do, like iOS upgrade. You might be have to do the router replacement, right? This could be the uh, due to router quality. So why I'm writing, because these are the real tasks we keep doing in the being a network engineer. So if you have to do this kind of the task, how basically you are going to do that in the legacy WAN scenario, right? And how this task is going to happen in the SD-WAN scenario, right? So this is something is very basic requirement, very basic need and day-to-day activity. We'll talk about more configuration, more design, more architecture in the later state, but we just have to build our mindset. What was happening past and how it is going to happen in the future. This is the most important thing we just have to understand. Okay, guys. So if I'm talking to just upgrade the router, right? So might be your site having a routers, could be one or could be two. Might be this is two router we have, right? And you just have to upgrade the iOS. So how the approach is going to happen? Anyone wanted to contribute? Okay, Alim, we'll discuss about the SNMP just for the trap and management purpose. We can use for the just for a monitoring to just analyze the network performance or trap, getting the alerts. So SNMP is going to use for that. Okay. So I'm just giving an example. Okay. So simple network management protocol we called, right, for the SNMP. So anyone want
What
to?
actually what is the use of in our SD-WAN architecture in this SD-WAN?
Oh, SNMP, what is the use? So SNMP again, like it's for the monitoring, pulling. I'm just giving an example. Even we are not going to configure SNMP in our SD-WAN, but I'm just giving an example. Like you just have to do the SNMP configuration, ACL configuration, more relevant example. You can just ACL configuration for any, how you can do in the previous WAN and how if you want to do in the SD-WAN, how it is going to happen in the SD-WAN. More or less, it is for the, if you want to just monitor the health of the devices, here SNMP is not much usable. ACL can be used, prefix list can be used, but SD-WAN SNMP is not more relevant. But still, you want to get a trap with the help of the SNMP, like third-party tool, like SolarWind, or might be another monitoring tool by the doing the configuration of the SNMP with the our SD-WAN devices that can be integrated with a third-party tool, right? So SNMP is more about the integrating your network devices with a third-party tool to just getting the health information, getting the monitoring information.
Sir, but there is a template in SD-WAN of SNMP.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. If you having the, like, let's just suppose you want to monitor, you want to do any SNMP. Why SNMP is required? We having the SNMP version 1, version 2, version 3. Why we use? We use for just network monitoring, device health, pulling the device information, real-time statistics, right? So let's say suppose there is example, already everything is monitored by the vManage. If you talk about that overall fabric, every real-time information you can get. But let's say suppose you want to monitor, right, via the SolarWind, right? SolarWind about your V Edge health, V Manage health, V Bond health, V Smart health. So how is it going to happen? That SNMP is going to like act as a mediator who will talk between the SolarWind and the SD-WAN fabric devices. That's why that template is available, and that is going to use in that scenario. Okay, clear, Sumit and Alim, for time being.
Yeah, sir. Got it. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Welcome. So I would like your help, guys, to just explain. Let's just suppose I just want to make this class very interactive in two way. Let's just suppose you having an example to just upgrade the router in your current scenario. That is a normal WAN. How basically you guys do that? Anyone want to contribute? If you have to upgrade the iOS
FTP
application.
server.
Sorry.
If we want to upgrade, so we can put the I upgraded image on the FTP through which we can upgrade in our router.
So you use the FTP server and then you copy the image, right?
Yeah.
And what else is
Also
going required?
by pen drive. We can put pen
Okay,
drive.
pen drive also going to use. Okay, what else? If let's say suppose there is not pen drive and you want to do the FTP server, then how else it going to require?
Solar Windows also, sir, for great, I guess. Not sure.
So let me just give me the more scenario. Let's say suppose you are in the NOC, sitting in the NOC, right? And your router is situated in the somewhere in the US, right? So what all effort is going to happen to just make the iOS upgradation? Just talk in this context point of view. What is going to happen if let's say suppose you and the NOC engineer sitting in the, might be in the New Delhi, might be in the Mumbai, might be Chennai, might be the Bangalore, and you just have to upgrade one of the router which is hosted in the US. What all effort is going to require to just make this successful iOS upgradation?
Sir, through FTP by
So
SSH.
by SSH, right? Okay. Any other wanted to contribute? Anyone else?
First, take the console of the router or the switch, whatever you need an iOS upgrade on a device. Take a console.
Mm-hmm.
Second, get the FTP, make the FTP server of, if you have a pen drive, use a pen drive.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one is, then go to the directories of the boot BIOS in
Mm-hmm.
of the routers, and boot the updated version of the iOS in the router, and
boot sequence.
yeah, and install all the iOS in the router and
Mm-hmm.
remove the older one,
Mm-hmm.
and then save the configurations and remove the console and try to get the SSH of the routers and see the uh, see the updated iOS whether it is upgraded or not. So this is the
Very
whole process.
Very nice, very nice. Thanks guys for your contribution. Really, I appreciate. Like most of the things are accurate. Let me just add, like, what should be the an identical approach to just make it happen? Okay, every step, whatever you guys said, that absolutely fine. I'm not denying that. Okay, but you can say how much effort we have, right? So you are sitting in the knock somewhere, so you cannot take direct console access. You cannot take direct console access. So first thing, you just have to arrange some local support, right? So who
Field
can
agents.
reach out to the on-site? That is a field engineer, right? You can say
Yeah.
that. So local support will go there. Who should having the laptop, right? With the console cable, right? Also, that laptop should having the FTP's server, like FTP software that should be installed in the laptop. Fourth, he need to download the image from where? Cisco site. So once he download the image, he need to upload the image in the router, might be by the FTP server or might be by the pen drive, which we can say like USB drive, right? If that device having the USB port configured, so USB drive, they can transfer the iOS. Once they have done the transfer, they further can be installed. They have to check, do you have the valid space to just copy or not? If not the space, he have to clean the space. He have to remove the existing iOS, which is not in use. Then he will copy, then install, and then change the boot sequence. And then he have to reboot the router, and then router will come with the, also they have to do the MD5 sequence check. Might be the iOS is not corrupted, right? So MD5 sequence check also they have to do. So a lot of information you have to check before doing the iOS upgradation, right? And if you're not checking and you're going to do blindly iOS upgradation, might be your iOS upgradation is not going to happen successfully, right? Makes sense? So basically, you just have to put a lot of effort, and without putting effort, you cannot make your SD-WAN, not SD-WAN, normal router up in working professional, like working supportable, whatever that operational. So you can see a lot of effort here, and even to arranging the FE, that is just chargeable, to arranging the laptop, arranging the FTP server, arranging the image. So a lot of step you have to do. So you having the complexity to achieve this task. And trust me, if I want to this same task with my SD-WAN, it is not going to take that much effort. It is just single click and your, yes, good morning, Yavar. It is just going to take a like small command. Let me show you how it is going to happen. And it is just quickly going to be happen. Let me just try to open. So this is our lab. So let me just open here. So
Sir, before that, we want to reachability also, right? Then only it is possible. If we
yeah,
want reachability, then we want to configure IP addresses.
you means the FTP server reachability? You mean?
No, you are saying na SD-WAN. If
Yeah,
you want to
SD-WAN. Yeah, I'm just coming on your point. I'm coming on fine. So SD-WAN is something where even you don't worry about the reachability. Why? There is one process, Jet2B process. You just have to assign the correct IP address, and reachability is automatically going to build. No need to worry about that. Okay. So try to relate the things one by one before moving to the actual things, actual understanding. So this lab I discussed in the previous session, might be few people are here in the previous session. So if I want to achieve the same thing, right? I want to do the iOS upgradation. Let's suppose I have the 6 router here, and any of the router I want to, like, even you can see BSCH, every device is available here. So if I choose any of the router and want to upgrade the image, And let's say suppose that case, in the first scenario, you also having a reachability from the NOC, and this case also you having a reachability from the NOC. But here you having a dependency with the local engineer who need to carry the local FTP server. If you're not having something FTP server installed in your environment where you can just remotely transfer the image, then you just have to do everything by your own. But in this SD-WAN, you no need to worry about the FTP server, no need to worry about any dependence, any engineer. You just have to go and you just have to go in the software, upgrade, and whatever devices you want to upgrade, just select it and upgrade it. Your image should be there in this vManage, and it is right now there is no image. But if image is available in here, it is just going to upgrade in the right way. So there is no much time is going to be take. And one more advantage, if you see, if you have to do 100 of the router software upgrade process, you cannot do all 100 of the router in together. You cannot do in the legacy WAN. But if we having that scenario and you want to do upgrade all of the router together in one time, one go, it is possible in the SD-WAN. So this is another beauty. Means you are having a superpower tool by sitting on this superpower tool. If you have 1,000 of the router and you want to do one go iOS upgrades process, it is possible here, but it is not possible in the legacy WAN. So this is the beauty of the SD-WAN, right? So I hope it makes sense to everyone, right? So I just given one of the example and it looks like very easy for me. Okay. So this is what about the iOS upgradation process. Okay. So this is one example where you can save a lot of time, you can save a lot of cost, your effort is going to be less, your engineer effort might be the 100 iOS upgradation in the legacy, you might be engaged 5 engineer, 10 engineer to complete those process. But here, one engineer within the 5 minute, one click and all iOS upgradation is going to be happen. Okay. So this is your life is going to be easy in the real scenario in the SD-WAN. Similar, if you have to do SNMP configuration for the 200 routers, so how basically you have to do? You just have to log in one by one all the routers, and you just have to apply one line configuration because you just have to run SNMP script for the every or one common ACL script for the every router. So you just have to go every of the devices. After going every of the devices, it is just going to kill your time. A lot of time it is going to be kill, right? And a lot of effort is going to be kill. But if you want to do the same thing with SD-WAN, single click is going to achieve all this with the 100, 200, 1,000, 5,000 devices, whatever available in your network, they all are going to upgrade it in the one go. So this is again beauty of the SD-WAN, and it is going to save your time. So these are the small feature that is making your life, sorry, that your life is going to be, very like relax. Alim is asking that image available in the edge device, then only possible, right? No, no required the edge device. That image should be available in the vManage. vManage is capable to push, not edge device. Edge device might be having the old image and you want to upgrade the new image. So that image should be available in the vManage repository. So here it should be available in this, where is my lab? This one. So you can see that should be available in this particular image. Here is the software image repository. So you just have to add the all image from here, and that is going to help you in terms of the upgrade process. That device is not going to require. Okay, so two things we understand. One thing we understand the SNMP. Similar thing, like you just have to push the real-time utilization, right? You can put very easily from the SD-WAN by using the single dashboard. If you want to get any site real-time utilization, how it is happening, what is the top talker, what is my application uses, everything will get, but probably you will not get this information from any of the router, any of the circuit in that detailed manner in the legacy WAN technologies, right? If you want to take the configuration, right? So your configuration backup will be like all running configuration, all latest configuration will be always there in the SD-WAN. Whenever you configure any of the devices, that configuration always going to be available. No need to worry. So you just have to go here, and if you want to check the running configuration, it will be even the device become unreachable to you, even that configuration is available. No need to worry. And if you want to configure any of devices, just copy this configuration and paste this configuration on the router. That is going to be uh, quickly give the full configuration. But if you don't have that SD-WAN solution, you might be have to integrate your legacy WAN with any other third-party vendor like SolarWind and other tool. You just have to pay extra money to just take this configuration backup, and you are not taking the tool. That might be you just have to take the manual backup for the every site and every routers. So that is again a manual problem for you, right? Just give me 1 minute. What else? So failover scenario, that is a key things. Just understand you having a two routers here, right? And below these two routers, we having that switch. Might be this switch is connected in this way, and might be this here one PC is connected, that is user. So you having two connection here. One is the R1, one is the R2, and you having the WAN connectivity. That is the internet, right? Or MPLS, whatever you can think. So let's say suppose this user is trying to access the google.com, right? This user is trying to access the facebook.com, or might be any SAP server, internal server, whatever they want. So in legacy WAN, old WAN technology, how it is going to happen? They do the like traffic redirections or like traffic forwarding based on the destination routing, like destination address. So always routing happen based on the destination IP address. So whenever you form any packet, you having a two thing. You having a source IP address, you having a destination IP address. So source might be this PC IP address 10.10.10.10. So you can just write here 10.10.10.10. Destination could be the Google. So it could be any IP address like 11.11.11.13, could be any IP address. So whenever the router is going to take a decision how to reach this google.com, they will refer this IP address because router only understand the IP address. Okay. So might be your packet will land on this router or this router. It totally depends how your FHRP is configured. FHRP is nothing, the first hop redundancy protocol. That is the family of the HSRP, the VRRP, or might be the GLBP, because you have to define gateway of the device, and the gateway redundancy always happen based on the HSRP, VRRP, and GLBP. So based on that protocols for the gateway redundancy, whatever you're using, it is going to make one device as a active, another device as a passive, or might be if you're doing the load balancer for the different subnet, that is also possible. So some subnet, the R1 will be the active, and the some subnet, R2 will be the active. So based on that scenario, your packet is going to land any of the router, and let's say suppose it land on the R1. So R1 will check the routing of this destination. How can I reach that particular destination? If you're running the IBGP might be here. So again, your packet landing here, but if they find the best route for this destination in this path, so probably they will route and they will send the packet toward this internet link. But if not find this path, then it will send the packet via this link also. So it totally depend on the how the routing based path selection is going to happen based on the AD value, based on the metric, based on the prefix length. So a lot of criteria we have: AS path preference, local preference, metric. So if you learn the BGP in NRC, so probably or already you having a knowledge, then probably you can correlate what I'm talking. So once the packet is reached in this router and find this is the best path, then it is going to be destination, right? This is a normal scenario in routing. But just assume if this link goes down, then what is going to happen? This link goes down, then your packet will be automatically failover and it start going in this way. So till now, life is okay. There's no problem. But what happened? This link not goes down and it's having the intermittent packet loss. Intermittent packet loss means the link performance issue is there. Performance issue is there. So still your packet will not fail over, right? Unless you just not doing the very extensive IPSLA configuration, Even you do the IPSLA configuration, it is not something it is not something we can mitigate in very efficient way, right? Something is not possible. So user start complaining to you, hey, I'm getting a slowness, hey, I'm not able to access google.com, facebook.com, and lot of things. So you just have to start troubleshooting. And when you start troubleshooting, you find that, hey, this link having a problem, this link having a problem, you find that. So once you find this link having a problem, you just have to do the manual failover. Means you just have to switch the traffic from this to this. And while doing this, there is a chance, if you're not having the good knowledge about the BGP redistribution, LAN protocol, and HSRP, you can make a mistake.
Sir, I have
Make yes, please ask your question.
there is a problem from a service provider side. So how can we check?
Means what service provider talking about?
Sir, like
Means
I have
ser-
in my organization.
service.
Yes, sir. In my organization there is a three service provider,
Mhm.
Geo or British Telecom or whatever third one. So if there is a
Mm.
problem in particular one ISP, so how can I check that we are not getting connectivity from that side? Is there a problem?
So the first thing, you just have to demark from C to P router, do having any packet loss or not. You just have to check this part. If you not find any packet loss between these circuits, right, you can trace the destination. Might be this is the first ISP, this is second ISP, and this is might be the third ISP, and here is your server, right? You're accessing a server, right?
Yes, sir.
SAP server. So you can take a trace. So if you take a trace, you will get the whole path result if trace is enabled, and you'll see my first path having no latency, less MS, second path having no latency, third path having the high latency. So you can point out the IP, this IP is culprit, and you report to the ISP, hey, I'm taking the trace, my point to point circuit is fine, but the cloud having a problem. Can you check? Because your MPLS provider or internet provider is responsibility to check that connection, because they have arranged circuit for you by taking the multiple provider, right? You have taken circuits and they are building the path, so they are responsible, they will check. So by trace is going to help as a very good tool. Ping will just help you to just verify your point to point circuits status. End to end, if you're getting a drop, then probably you're not able to indicate where is the issue, then your trace will the good tool just which is going to be help. If either way you are not able to find, then you can blame to your ISP,
Sir,
hey ISP, can you please help?
BGP we can also show that how much time it is when goes down through the BGP command. Show BGP something is there. If there is
So
a problem
BGP
with service provider,
BGP will say if your BGP
time
peering,
or downtime, sir, of
the
BGP.
BGP peering downtime is going to happen between the C and P, na bro, Sumit. C and P, right? This is a two device. So your ISP always refer as a P. Your managed router is C. So you running always BGP between these two devices.
Yes,
So
sir.
if this circuit having a problem, this BGP is going to down. So it is clearly indicating you having a problem circuit with a local breakout between your device to the providers. You can directly blame to the provider. But you asking about we having a problem in the cloud infrastructures, not cloud means the internet cloud somewhere multiple ISP are there. For that, probably this BGP will not down and something went down in the cloud, and then it is going to create a problem for you. So then in that case, trace is going to help you to get the more information. Okay,
Got-
Smith?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome. So coming back to the original question, so you can make a mistake while doing a failover, right? This was story was talking, right? So you might be make a mistake while doing a failover. So if you are making a mistake, then your boss, your manager will like, bring you in the meeting room and they say, hey, you are my L3 engineer, you're not able to do failover. What the hell you are doing, right? And they might be not giving a good rating, not appraisals, and they will point out you're not good engineer. So again, you will feel very down, very negative thoughts coming in your mind. So you just have to very attentive, very skilled. You should have very good knowledge about the LAN and WAN. Then you can make the failover. Might be the good engineer not make any mistake and did the correct failover. So now my circuit start, my traffic of this user start going via the another link. So my traffic start moving from this and that is going via this. Everything is fine. Now, when the performance of this link is going to restored, everything is fine. Then again, you have to do the manual failover. So see, this is something is not good. Every time if performance is going to be happen disrupted, then you have to do the manual failover. So that is a one scenario. Your effort, your failover is manually, you are doing everything. Another thing, if I am saying no, I want to send my Facebook traffic not based on the destination IP, based on the application. I want to send Facebook traffic via this link. I want to send it to Google traffic via this link. I want to send my WhatsApp traffic via this link. Is it possible? In legacy WAN, the answer was no. They did not understand the application. They understand only the IP routings, only the IP address. So if you want to do any kind of application based routing, it is not possible, bro. Not my word. It is not possible. So this was the
In
challenge.
traditional network, we have the application aware routing, right? What is
No, we
exact? I
don't.
don't know, but we
We
have.
having we have that we call N bar, that the like N bar, right? This is the QS feature we can do in sort of some kind of the application awareness, but not for the very detailed, the sophisticated application real time what we are using. Okay, but we don't have. Trust me, we don't have that application aware routing we have in this particular SD-WAN. There are some smaller feature, but not you cannot do with that. Like what you think about that, some phones are like in the smartphones. We having a lot of phones are smartphones available in the market. But if you start comparing with the Apple with the some Xiaomi or some MI phones, they are going to beat them in terms of the feature. The answer is no. Similar, you can think about this. We having in the legacy WAN, but they cannot do all the things what the SD WAN can do. Very basic feature was there, the N bar QS feature, but not all. Okay, Alim.
About
So this was the challenge. And if I talk about if I want to do the same thing with the SD WAN in compared to the traditional WAN, see what is going to be happen. So again, the situation is to be the same. You just have to, let me clean this. So now I just replace this router from SD-WAN to the legacy one to the SD-WAN router. So they are the edge routers now. VEdge router, and this is again VEdge router. Now my fabric become the SD-WAN. So if my fabric become now as a SD-WAN, then what is going to happen? Let's understand. So if my fabric become now SD-WAN, so even the situation is going to be same. Even there is a packet, there is some kind of the link issue, the link is down, then your failover is definitely going to be happen on this link. But what happen if your packet is getting lost between the circuit, their link performance is going to be down, then what is going to be happen? So even your performance is going to be down, no need to worry. They having a provision, they having a like mechanism, they keep monitoring the link quality based on the loss, latency plus jitter. And based on that loss, latency, jitter, they understand if something is getting down, whatever threshold has been set, then they understand this link quality is degraded and I have to do the failover automatically. Right? So this is how it is going to be happen. So your link is just switch from one link to another link without wasting any time. So this is how your service provider will even not engagement is going to require in terms of any kind of the real-time troubleshooting. You might be raise a case later on because the alert will be triggered, but your user experience will be the increased. Your user will never understand where I have a problem or not, right? Your link will be the later on can be troubleshooted and can be fixed. So this is how it is going to happen. Even your link is stored, your performance of this link is going to be stored, restored. Again, it's become the good quality. Then auto rollback is going to happen. The failover will be the rollback to the original link. No user intervention is going to required. So the mistake we having a chance to make by the engineer while doing the failover, that mistake, that chance of that human error has been eliminated completely, because your software is intelligent in the WAN, and they are more capable to just do based on the real whatever the static is. You have just done the configuration for the loss latency jitter for the monitoring. Yes. You asking anything? 8149541430. Who is this? May I know your name, please? Oh, I believe he's asking something. Let me mute him. Okay, so this is how it is going to happen. So that was the one like benefits. Another thing, if you want to do the application based routing, you want to send Facebook traffic, Google traffic, WhatsApp traffic from one link to another link, that's known as the AAR. AAR, that we call the application aware routing. So this is absolutely possible in the SD-WAN. Based on the application, you can do the routing. If you want to send the WhatsApp traffic over the one link, you want to send the YouTube traffic with another link, you can completely use them. So at a time, both link will serve active, no active passive scenario. And at a time, both link will be the serve for the some of the application for the one link, some of the application for the another link. So this is also possible, right? So it is like a lot of feature we have, a lot of great advantage. I just given those few examples, do real-time failover, how it is going to check failover options, what we have, and router replacement. If you have to do, no need to worry. If you're having the router replacement, so what was the issue in the previous case, router replacement, and what was the issue in the new case when using the SD-WAN? So this is a very interesting things. So let's understand. So we understand the real-time failover options and configuration, performance issue. But what about the router replacement? This is the last thing. I'm just giving an example, and then we'll move to the next thing, course content and what we're going to do, what lab and everything, and next few minutes, or I can say 20, 30 minutes. Okay. So let's say suppose you are running the WAN, and one of the sites situated in the might be the in the which location, UK location, your London site, and that site router is faulty. Router is faulty. So what is going to happen? If router is faulty, then what is a prerequisite, right? And how this router can be replaced? You just have to understand this. So if your router is going to be faulty, first thing, you just have to do the RMA with the Cisco or any of the vendor who is managing the router. So RMA is going to required. Second thing, you just have to arrange configuration backup. Config backup. You might be you pull that backup from the your SolarWinds tool or your manual backup. So that backup is also required because we are talking about the normal WAN scenario, right? Then again, your one field engineer is going to be required who can visit the on-site once the router has been shipped from the Cisco or anywhere. The field engineer need a console cable, right? They will need the internet access. They will need the Zoom meeting or WebEx or Teams, whatever things, and he need to share the screen with you, right? So a lot of things he have to do. First, he bring the console cable. He need to share the screen. Once he disable the screen, you will do the remote configuration. You will do the remotely configuration. So another step will be the remote configuration. So that is done by you if you're sitting in the NOC. Once the configuration is successful, then what is going to happen? He need to install the router in the rack, right? Install router in the rack. Once it is installed in the rack, then it is going to be put the power cable and then LAN WAN cable, right? LAN plus WAN cable. So you see, a lot of effort he is going to be put it. It's not like simple job, and you also have to do a lot of effort by sitting in the NOC environment. So you are doing a lot of things, and he is doing a lot of things, and together, once everything is going on the track, then you able to do the configuration and able to make the router live. And I'm telling you, if I ask me my personal experience, it is not very easy task. it's very complex thing, because when you start taking the console, sometime internet is not working, sometime if he is not able to share the screens, because where in data center they having very low coverage, sometime they having a slow internet, sometime when you do start copy paste configuration via the webex, the configuration is not taking, the CLI is not supporting. So a lot of challenges sometimes happen, sometimes very smooth, one go within the 5 minute the configuration is done. So it's totally depend to scenario and case to case. So it's not easy. I can say if you're doing the 10 or router configuration, so might be in 40% case you will stuck, you will get more time, and might be 60% case you'll do very smoothly. So this is how it is going to happen. So it is 10, 12 steps going to be involved to do the router configuration in the legacy WAN. But if I talk about the same thing in the SD WAN, then how it is going to happen? The same scenario. Let me come on. Okay. The same scenario, if I am talking about the SD-WAN, then how it is going to be happen? So in SD-WAN, if your router is going to be faulty, this is your SD-WAN. Again, the situation is same. Let me just, router is faulty. This is the situation. But now this time you are talking about the SD-WAN. So again, you need the RMA. This step is same. Again, you need a FE. But this time, if we not read any console cable, nothing was going to be required. No need. If we just need to go on site, what they have to do, just install the router on rack. Fifth is the power on. And sixth is like connect LAN plus WAN cable. That's all. You can see it's very easy. Nothing you have to do. No remote configuration is going to require. No any kind of the console is going to require. No configuration copy paste is going to require. You just have to push the router. Just you have to turn on the router. You just connect that power cable. You just connect the LAN WAN cable, and your job has been done. Your site is onboarded. Your all configuration will be done automatically. No need to do anything during the router replacement process. This is the beauty of the SD-WAN, and this is the concept of the SD-WAN. But how it is going to happen, I'm going to cover in very detail. So Alim is asking, what about the IP address reachability? That is, I was expecting this is a question. Okay. So yes, there is automatic IP address is going to be assigned even on the router WAN interface. Okay. So once the WAN interface is get an IP address, it is going to push all the configuration from the vManage automatically, and then your LAN will also get an IP address. How it is going to happen? There is a concept we called a ZTP process. We know this process is a ZTP, zero touch provisioning, right? So we have to understand this provisioning in very detail, because we having the PPT here, and we having the very detailed understanding later on ZTP process. We'll understand what is going to happen when you power on the router and connect the LAN cable. So we have a lot of the steps here. We just have to go with those steps. We have to understand how this functionality is going to work and how basically it is achievable. But yes, this is the beauty of the SD-WAN, and this is absolutely possible, right? So I have given a lot of example in the real time. What is the SD-WAN feature versus non-SD-WAN feature, and we understand the different concept criteria here, right? I hope it is sense for everyone. Any question, guys, till now here? What I just explained in last 50 minutes or 53 minutes? Any question? Alim, I'll cover your point later, say how the IP is going to be assigned, because we have to do, and I'll explain everything while doing the configuration. So just hold your thoughts, okay? Just understand and accept this concept for time being, okay?
Okay, but one more question. Sir, we have SD-WAN for the enterprise purpose. We have same like service provider also. If we have, then how?
Okay. So enterprise plus, sorry, not plus. So we just have to understand. Oh, let me make it service provider versus enterprise, right? So service provider is again what they are. So service provider, they just use routers, right? So they having the like connections where they having a multiple routers sitting in their environment. So all router is connected in different nodes and making a like a very large topology. And every large topology, they are exchanging the routings, right? So this could be your P router, P router, P router, P router, P router. This could be the P router where this P router is serving multiple Cs. So again, this is a router, this is router, this is router. So likewise, in the normal scenario, just think about if you are not having the SD-WAN, you using the MPLS, right? And that side on MPLS, you also using the ISR router or ASR router, right? Same you on the CE side, you're using the ASR router and ISI router. So router are same, but only the purpose of the using is going to be changed. Enterprise is more about you just have to integrate your LAN infrastructure toward a single one or two WAN routers. But ISP is more about to integrate hundred or thousand of routers together in the WAN infrastructures because they have to serve thousands of customers and enterprise is just limited to one customer. So might be you just have to use the low end routers who just have to handle the small routing tables. But if you talk about the enterprise, might be they having the high end routers, they have to serve or they have to carry the millions of routes, right? Or might be more than thousands of routes, right? So this is what about the LAN, like enterprise infrastructure, and WAN is the service provider infrastructure. Only the way of the using going to be changed, but your router concept is going to remain same. Make sense, Ajay, Lim?
Yeah.
Okay. Yavar is asking what is RMA. So anyone know the RMA full form? Even I forgot. RMA full form. I can explain what is
material authorization.
return material authorization. Okay, thank you. Who told this? Assis. Thank you, Assis. So return material authorization. So what that means? Let's say suppose you having just think in this way. You buy any mobile phone, right? So this mobile phone you have taken from any of the company, might be the Samsung. So you just taken the contract. If this mobile phone got faulty within the 2 years or might be the 3 years, so you'll get the new mobile phones from the Samsung. So that is the replacement of the device. Similar, when you buy the Cisco router or switches, they having a valid contract. You just pay for the support, right? So during that contract, if a router or switch is going to be faulty, they will send you the like backup device or brand new device for you without any charge. So that is the RMA. So just the replacement, right? Return material, what was like authenticity, like authentication, authorization, sorry, RMA. Clear, Assis? Okay, so now moving to the next thing. So what we are going to cover in this particular course, let me just explain a little bit so you guys understand, okay, what we all going to cover. So if I talk about this SD-WAN module, SD-WAN syllabus, let me just Cisco SD-WAN syllabus. So if you see about the syllabus, so we just have to be, clear about what you're going to understand in this particular module. So if you see here, exam review topics. So in this Cisco SD-WAN syllabus, I'm going to officially cover everything, whatever written in the Cisco syllabus, but more than that, about the template and policy creations. Whatever they have talking about the policy, it's very small things they're talking. We'll do a lot of things because we have to test a lot of things. In past batch, we have done a lot of, let me show you policy and template. So we'll start from zero. from the next section, probably, because we have to understand few more fundamental about the system. Still we not understand about the actual component controller and everything. So we'll do one more class where we'll understand the fundamentals about the SDN, and then we'll move to the next. So you can see we having a lot of centralized policy like the service insertion, QS, DIA, application aware, VPN membership, route link, TLOC based hub and spoke, policy based hub and spoke, and normal hub and spoke. Localized policy, we have the BGP, QS policy. So apart from that, we have make a lot of templates, that is a device template and feature templates. So these all will be, we make together from scratch. This was a past batch that finished in the last week only. So I'm just showing just for the reference, but we'll start from very zero, right? We will not refer this one. So everything will be the range and we'll start from very zero. Okay. So no need to worry, but we have to do a lot of things. But what about the syllabus? If we talk about the syllabus, if you see here, we have to discuss about the architecture. So everything about the architecture, what is the SDN architecture? Still, I didn't started about the SDN architecture. I just discussed some feature and flavors, try to give the compare how the SDN and SD-WAN was like, looks like, and what is advantage and disadvantage. This till the time we understand these things only. But if you go in the deep dive about the SDN solution, we just have to understand about the architecture, what is the SD-WAN architecture and component, orchestration plane about the vWAN and the NAT, like management plane, we manage, control plane, that is a vSmart and the OMP, data plane, TLOC, IPsec and GRE, VRoute and VFD. So I must say, if you are doing the very first time and you don't have anything knowledge about the architecture, these terms are very new and you just have to digest these things, because when the new things come in your life, you just have to take acceptance from your mind and your body. This have to be digested because this is new for you, you never heard. But if you already heard about these things, that is very easy for you to digest, right? So I must say, you just start talking yourself, yes, I'm vBond, I'm vSmart, I'm vManage, I'm very powerful, I'm SD-WAN, this is a TLOC, IPsec, GRE. So your body is, your mind is just accepting these words, keywords. And once you every keywords in your mind, then you can think about those keywords. Why you use the SD-WAN vManage? Why you use the SD-WAN vSmart? What is the OMP? What is the Vantage? What is the TLOC? Why basically use the IPsec and GRE? What is the vRoute? What is the BFD? So you can ask question by your own self, then you'll try to explore the answer. But even your word not in your mind, then probably it is difficult to bring the all concept in your mind. So try to digest this word. Okay, first, this is my first one request. Ramesh Yadav from YouTube is asking, ESR only used for the routing, but ICE used for switching and routing. No, ICE is not for the switching and routing, Ramesh. ICE is something that is a identity management where we can do the device authenticity, user authenticity, identity management. So ICE is not for switching and routing. That is a different tool, right? So ASR is just routing. I completely agree, but ICE is not for the routing and switching. Okay.
Sir, could we get the PDF of this book?
This syllabus or book, what?
Yeah, this syllabus book, the code number 300-415. Could we get this PDF?
Yeah, why not? You can get anytime.
No, the whole book, not in a chapter or the description. The whole book, I said.
Whole book, yes. We having a lot of study material. We having a lot of books here. I will share every book with you. No one need to worry. Okay. So we having like SD-WAN book here. You can see. So not this one. This is the config book. So you can see this is the configuration book. You can see everything is here in this book. So I'll share this book also. And apart from, I should have this book also, I'll share with you all. And apart from that, you can see this all PDFs, whatever I'm using right now, like this Cisco Live, everything is written. So everything will be PELA1, SD-WAN, solution architecture, module wise. So everything you'll get. So whatever I have that, even the Cisco Live one, This is very interesting. Cisco Live one, they have talking about the very detailed solution. So this also you'll get. So a lot of material we have. You just have to spare the time to learn all this material
Sir,
because yeah, please.
Yes, sir,
sir,
I have checked, but I'm still not got the PD same PDF which you discussed previous, the description and the code.
This one, right?
Yeah, this one.
So see, might be the book officially whatever we have, they're not having the all sequence in detail. But if you go with the PDF, because I refer these PDFs, and these PDFs having the every topic available, so you can refer from there only. Okay, if you want this, the Taylor PDF, whatever I'm using, they all are the same thing. They are covering each and every topic, and I refer from here only, so you can see and you can refer the same thing. Okay, every topic is available. Make sense?
Okay.
Yeah. Any other question? I think someone is asking something else.
sir, we create the template of OSPF and push it on the edge devices. But when we go to the edge devices and check the show IP protocol, that's why time it is not showing the OSPF protocol. It is showing OMP protocol. Why, sir?
I didn't get you. Can you repeat the question?
Sir, I have created a template, OSPF template,
Mm-hmm.
and I put it on a edge devices, ISR 4431 or any
Mm-hmm. Okay. I lost you.
call. So it will show OMP protocol, not OSPF. Why, sir?
Okay, the good question, but just tell me, your OSPF is running between your edge to your LAN. Is it correct statement? Hello, Smith. I'm audible, guys, or not? Because I'm not able to hear Smith or Arjun, his name, but his name is Smith. Am I audible, everyone?
Hello?
Yes. Sir.
Okay. So yes, Sumit, somehow I'm losing you in between. Can you just give me the answer what I'm asking to you? You running OSPF between the LAN switch to the edge devices?
Your voice is gesturing.
Might be your side problem, because if others are listening correctly to me,
Hello, is I
so
audible, sir?
it looks you having some problem, Sumit. Okay, meanwhile, Ramesh Yadav from YouTube is asking, I'm asking ISR use routing and switching. ISR only for the routing, Ramesh, not switching, okay? ISR is a router. It doesn't having the switching capability, okay? It's a pure L3 device, not the routing, not the switching can be done. Sumit, I would suggest just make your stable connection and then come back to me. I'll try to answer your query, okay? No need to worry. It looks something issue, but
हाँ sir, Rampal side.
yeah, Rampal, tell me.
Actually, sir, can we use ACI as a WAN technology?
ACI is not a WAN technology. ACI is a
Okay.
data center, pure data center technology, application centric infrastructure. ACI. They use the switching like leaf and spine switch concept, and they use the VXLAN just for the data center, not for the WAN technology. But we can integrate that WAN connection to the ACI fabric, but not act as a like WAN technology. Okay, Ramu.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Okay, so let me just continue the syllabus. Meanwhile, you guys can understand a little bit more, and let Sumit come with the questions. So I was talking about that, different architecture system. You just have to understand. We just have to understand about the SD-WAN edge platform and capabilities. We just have to understand infrastructure as a service, software as a service, platform as a service, co-locations, what that mean, why we need that all. Software, cloud on ramp with SD-WAN solutions. So not only theoretically, I will try to showcase where this, because in the syllabus it's looking like more about it. You just have to know, but we'll try to navigate in our dashboard of the vManage and how it can be even configured. Okay. So at least you just having a little bit idea. If you get a chance, the thought like I don't have anything knowledge about these features. So I will show you that. Okay. Most important thing after the architecture is the controller deployment, right? And this is one of the toughest job we have to do together, right? Controller deployment is like one of the toughest job in SD-WAN. Rest thing is quite easy, but building the controllers, right? Make them live. So this section, when we'll do, it going to if you do by on without any knowledge, I must say you just have to spend your hours or hours time to just achieve this particular controller deployment process. But you just refer my lab guides and the session where I explain the step-by-step configuration, then it is very easy for you. Just have to follow me, just have to understand the configuration. So everything is like written in the lab guide process, how the controller can be, even the vManage, vSmart, how they can be configured, what configuration is going to require, how the certification is going to happen between the root CA and the controllers, so that we will understand together and will make this like very easy to everyone to just do the configuration in day-to-day lab testing. So this is going to happen in our beginning of the course. So as I mentioned that we'll start from very zero and none of the configuration will be available. I'll just make reset every lab, every configuration from everywhere, and from zero we'll try to configure this entire complex lab, one of the biggest lab in the SD-WAN I have seen. So we try to build everything, every configuration, and onboarding the WAN devices, even the onboarding the CS devices, integrating the firewalls, why we can integrate the firewalls, and then different branch location site, and integrating the LAN via the static, via the OSPF, via the BGP. So all configuration we do in the LAN also. So you can see different we having the options. So we'll discuss about the controller deployment. And once we're done with the controller deployment, that we will discuss about the router deployment, how the onboarding of the WAN is going to happen between the different transport, that is internet transport, MPLS transport, how basically we can configure, how we can do the failovers, how the zero touch provisioning is going to happen, what is the plug and play means, data center hub deployment, how it is going to happen. So you can see in our scenario of the lab, this side is acting as a hub location and rest is the spokes location, and this is the controller deployment, control location, control plane. So this is a control plane, this is our data center hub location, and these are the branch locations. So we're having a lot of things here to understand. And finally we'll understand the VRRP, OSPF, BGP, IGRP configuration, OMP configuration, overlay management protocol. Likewise, the BGP, OSPF we keep using in the legacy WAN scenario. Similar in the SD-WAN, we having the OMP routing protocol. So this is also we are going to happen, TLOC extension, dynamic tunnels, overlay management connectivity, how it is going to happen. And then policies. This is the most important. What is a localized policy? What is a centralized policy? What is the VPN membership policy? What is extranet policy? What is the hub and spoke policy, route leak policy, DIA policy? A lot of policy, QS policy, BGP policy, a lot of policy we have to understand. So everything we'll discuss application aware routing policy. In the policy section, we'll configure not only discuss, we'll do the live lab testing, because you can see every testing I have made in the previous batch. So you will see in the policies, we already done a lot of policy testing. Okay. And inside of the policy, even we have done the subset of the policies also. So everything will test together and we'll understand, right? Then finally, we talk about the security, SD-WAN, how security is going to be integrated. What is IPS, IDS module, URL filtering, AMP, SSL decryption, application aware routing policy, how it is going to be happen. And then DNS security, secure gateway security, QS we'll discuss together, right? And finally, in last, we'll discuss about it. It will be troubleshooting, management, operation of the vManage. So this is the course content, what I'm going to cover throughout this journey, from today to till we finish this particular syllabus in this particular SD-WAN session, right? So anyone having any question till now about the course content and certification, you guys can give the exams, right? You just have to go with this ENSDWI exam, right? So this will either give the Cisco SD-WAN certification like from the Cisco. So if you want to plan after a course, you can plan that exam also. Apart from that, once we start the session, probably who already done the registrations, I'll give the lab access for the everyone. Means the team will arrange the lab access. So basically, what you have to do, you just have to access similar URL from your home, and once you access the URL, you'll get the username and password. So let me just stop this, or let me just close this. So if I'm just sign out, so you'll get such kind of the interface, and you just have to put your username and password. Right now I'm using the admin, but you'll get your name, username and password. You just have to log in and you'll get the lab. And after that, you can start your practice. So this is how you can be accessed from anywhere. You just need the laptop from where you can just access the URL, internet connectivity in the laptop. And based on that, probably you can do your own lab practice, right? So this is about the lab. We'll give that. Apart from lab, the lab guides and study materials, everything will be available. Recording of the classes, everything will be available in the Google Drive. So you can go and watch. That is a lifetime access for the every configuration, the documentation and the recording. And you can go with that recordings if you forget the class, something concept or might miss the class. So you can go with that recording and you can come and discuss with me in the next class also. That is also, there is not any problem. Okay. So any other question, guys? I believe this is the first session. So I just want to go with the slower one. And later, once we start doing the configuration and concept, we go with the at least 2.5 hour classes. Probably tomorrow we'll have another class. And then after next Saturday, Sunday, we just have to sit 5 hours, 6 hours on a week. Okay. So in initial stage, I just wanted to give brief things about the course. Tomorrow I'll talk about more controllers, more design of the SD-WAN. And then once you having some knowledge about the design and everything, because still I didn't discuss about that, I just discussed about some feature, but I'll just go with the officially why SD-WAN is needed, what is the business ready. I'll try to give more examples. And then tomorrow we'll discuss what is the legacy WAN router, how it was working, how the SD-WAN converted, right? What is the SDN architecture, how we can decouple the routing engines, switch fabric and IO module from this closed bus solution. And then we start doing with discussion about the SD-WAN architecture, where we'll discuss about that orchestration plane, management plane, control plane, and data plane. So these all things will be discussed, right? So probably we'll discuss tomorrow. So any question till now here?
Sir, which kind of problems we face in SDWAN as a tech engineer, daily basis or month or weekly basis?
So say the problem of the Cisco and SDN, like being the Cisco and SDN engineer, you can get a problem like, let's suppose you are running that this all site are operational. But let's suppose this link goes down, right? So your OMP session will be goes down, your VFD will be goes down, your might be the IPsec is goes down, right? Sure, your control connection when goes down because link is goes down. Once link is going to be come up, it is going to be reachable, right? Again, but might be there is some kind of performance issue where your link is not goes down, but there is some kind of packet loss, and based on that, your traffic has been shifted, right? So might be due to performance, your one alert is going to be triggered. Then you just have to work on those alert, and you just have to work on the ISP to just mitigate those packet loss issue, right? Again, you just have to work with the ISP. So this is the like small things. Sometimes you just have to upgrade the iOS. Sometimes your device giving the hardware alerts. Some kind of the CPU utilization is going to be high. So normal, whatever the router troubleshooting you keep doing in the legacy WAN technology, more or similar, you'll get alerting things about the different OSPF neighborship goes down or OMP neighborship goes down. So you just have to check why this become unreachable with my controller, right? Is there my V edge is unreachable with my V smart? Might be it is unreachable due to both link goes down, or might be the ISP having a problem in the cloud. So you just have to understand the problem based on the OMP, or might be your local LAN BGP went down due to some kind of the interface problem, someone make some kind of changes in the LAN devices, some kind of physical connectivity issue. So everything, whatever you're doing the legacy WAN, more or less similar kind of work you are going to get in the SD-WAN fabric when you are become the SD-WAN engineer. but the way of resolving those incident is going to be changed. The only difference might be you are changing any BGP issue, any WAN connectivity issue by referring your WAN protocols like BGP, MPLS, static routing. But here you just have to work on the OMP. You just have to think where OMP runs between the controllers, that is a vSmart, and between the your VH routers. So this is the way you just have to think. And IPsec connectivity, VFD goes down. This TLUX route is not coming. Next stop is not valid. So you make some policy mistake. Some site is not coming up due to your wrong template attachment. Some kind of the interface is not coming up. Might be you make shutdown in the template while doing the configuration. So those kind of troubleshooting you have to do. Smith, so no worry, we'll keep discussing and might be we'll keep getting a different issue while doing the configuration.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, any other question, guys? So
we do this task as a L1 engineer or L2 engineer?
in SD-WAN,
Yeah, sir.
it's totally depend in your capability or your skill set or your roles and responsibility. The
Because
things what the
as
things
yes,
the
sir.
things what I'm going to cover, that it is up to the L3 plus, right? Everything, deployment, architecture, configuration, okay, everything. So if you are not having opportunity to the configuration, so you cannot do, right? Your organization is not giving the right to do the policy configurations, then how you can do that? You can't do that. So you just have to check in the current role what you are doing. Do you having the right access to do the template configuration, policy configuration, OSPF redistribution, BGP redistribution on OMP? So if you're having a capability, you can do anything. Even you're having a capability to deploy the controllers, the Cisco environment, you can do that because you already know how to deploy the controllers. But it's totally about your current role and responsibility. Okay, Sumit? Yeah. So I believe, thank you so much, guys, for today. We'll
Sir,
connect. Yeah.
actually, when we will get the lab, sir? Lab access?
It should be today. Not if not today, probably tomorrow. Okay, you will definitely get. Why I didn't provided the lab access to you, because I just wanted to start the lab section. So once I start, then you can start doing by your own. Okay. So probably even tomorrow I will not start the lab. Okay. So next class onward, because tomorrow we'll talk about the more theoretical stuffs, right? And next class onward, we'll start doing the actual configuration. So might be tomorrow we'll get some lab access so you can explore the login of devices and everything. But it definitely will get. If not today, then tomorrow I will ask someone to just give you all access. Okay.
Sir, whenever we want, we can use, right?
Yeah. Whenever you want, you can use night, day, anytime.
Okay.
If you feel any kind of
About the
the
recording?
problem, you just talk to Abhishek sir. He will help you out. Okay.
Sir,
Okay.
what about the recordings?
Recording will be available. Let's say suppose today we have done the class. So this recording basically storing on this, Zoom cloud. So it will be ready after 12 hours, sometime 24 hours, right? So once it will be ready, someone will update on portal. So I'll create one of the drive for you all, and that drive access will be shared to everyone. So probably Abhishek sir will connect very soon to you all to get the email ID address, and I will share every documentation and the drive details to you all, so you can get everything.
Sir, this lab structure is good architecture. If I want, can I add the one more site, or can I add the one more ISP if I want? In
You
this
can, you having a provision, you can add this, but I would not suggest you that. If you do that, it will become the more complex and more bulky. Okay, already I make a lot of bulky things here. Okay, so if you're going to add, you can do that, but I would suggest to do that. Whenever you do that, what you do, let me just tell you, you don't make the changes in this topology what I'm going to give you, because if you're making the
extra, okay, this is for okay. For extra add-on I want to do, that time what I will do?
I'm telling you how you can do that. So whatever the lab I'm going to give, you don't touch on that lab anything. No one, I would recommend to delete or change any topology, because if you make any changes, it is going to affect for the everyone. Okay. So what is going to do, if you want to make any changes in topology, so you just do one thing, make a clone. You just select here and make a clone. So you just make a clone of this lab and rename like your name. Just put your name. Might be you can put Aleem SD-WAN lab. So now it's only for you. So nobody's going to use. So now in this lab, you can change anything, whatever you want, right? But what access I'll give, no change anything. So in this, you can delete, you can add it. So it is only locally to you. Okay.
Sir,
Got
is
it?
it community version or
I
pro
got it, sir.
version of EVNG?
So we having a both version, community version and professional version. So some people will be on the community version, some people will be the professional version. So it is a both flavor available. So right now what I'm using, that is a professional version. So some of the guys will be the professional, but you don't feel any differences while doing any lab. It's exactly 100% same. Only for me, it is, I know there is a differences because the more feature is available for me. But for you, it is equal to for you. Everything is lab will be the equal. This is the community version. See, and one lab I'm opening in front of you. So oh sorry, oh, it is wrong. See, this is the community version. So even you can't realize.
Sir, I guess there is in a pro version already lab is there.
Yeah, every version we having a lab. Somehow it is not
So
working.
in a community we have to create the lab, but there in a pro version is there any labs installed?
No, nothing. No. Only the feature is going to be added. Some feature is going to be extra. Nothing lab, you have to create any version. Some of it is not working. I'll check why it is not working later on. But yes, we having the community version. You never realize community version. It is going to be same. Only the few things is going to be new for in this particular version. Okay. Any other question, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Yes, sir. We have in Cisco SD-WANs, Viptela and Meraki too. We have, right? What is the
Right.
difference? What is the difference?
So Meraki is one of the vendor. Viptela is one of the another vendor, and both are acquired by the Cisco, right? So if you talk about the Meraki, it's more. This is the, I can say more about the cloud products. If you're using the more cloud-based scenario in network infrastructure, Meraki is more popular in that section. But now they also having the hardware available in the market. So both are the vendor, both are the devices, and both are the solution. Both are Cisco selling, but some customer like Viptela, some are like Meraki. It totally depends on the hardware requirement and their budget and their feature, what they're actually looking for. So some feature you find good in the Viptela, some in the Meraki, but Cisco is selling both of the product. Likewise, the Versa SD-WAN we having, Velo Cloud SD-WAN we having, Viptela we having, Palo Alto, Fortinet. Everyone watching, so Cisco having a two flavor. Basically, they have. Okay, Lim. So
Yeah,
currently,
Viptela is more features compared to.
yeah, yes, Viptela is more enterprise, and Meraki is more in the cloud infrastructure.
We can use
That's
Viptela also in cloud enterprises.
yeah. Viptela also can be used, but Viptela is you can use in the cloud infrastructure, but your enterprise network cannot be hosted entirely in the cloud. It could be the distributed form. Might be your office, one in India, one is the UK, one is the US, and that was the physical office. So how you can build the cloud there? You just have to use the physical hardware, no?
Okay.
Yeah. So this is what. All right. So again, wish you all the best. We'll connect tomorrow on the same time and we'll discuss more about this SD-WAN. Okay, guys. Clear?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care.